do you have any moves?
No, I'm just myself, and if they don't like me for...
So you want a relationship in high school. Dating can be hard to navigate at all stages of life, especially as a teenager. In this video, I wanted to provide 10 unique tips that can help you in the overall process of dating in high school. I'll make sure to address everything from setting the right intentions to the first date. I want to preface this by saying that dating in high school should only be pursued if you actually feel that the time is right for you. I did not think dating in high school was good for myself, but you might be completely different, and if you are in this case, I'm here to help. But above all else, the most important piece of advice I have for you is this: dating is 100% your choice. Do not date because you feel pressure to fit in. You'll only be hurting someone else and wasting their time. With that said, I hope you find this video to be worth your time, and let's get started. The first step towards finding someone in high school is simple. Establish your intentions. Why have you picked now to start dating? What do you want to get out of a relationship? Are you going to start looking for someone who you could one day marry? Or are you just doing it for the experience? My advice here is brief. If you are going into dating for the wrong reasons, it's best to just turn around and continue being single. And keep this in mind for when you are searching for a partner too. Make an effort to find out what their intentions with dating are as quickly as possible. You don't want to end up with someone who doesn't match your commitment or seriousness when it comes to the outcome of the relationship. Before you can begin dating with success, you need to know yourself first. You must have an understanding of what activities you like to do, what things make you happy and fulfilled. You need to exhibit self-awareness and be able to identify what your most important morals are. Ask yourself, what do you value most in a person? By figuring out what makes up your identity and lifestyle first, you will save a lot of time by choosing the right people for you more often. Let me share a quick example. Two people get together, but they have conflicting lifestyles. One person likes to go out a lot and is very social, while the other prefers to do things inside and enjoys smaller social settings. It might be harder for these two people to have a successful relationship, which is why if you are currently looking for a partner, make sure who they are and what they do is fairly aligned with your character and habits. There are a lot of external pressures in high school. The desire to have friends, to be popular, to be respected. These influences can at times become overbearing and cloud your ability to make decisions based on what you want. When it comes to dating, do your absolute best to prevent this from happening and date who you want to date. Repeating what I just said with the previous point, date someone who matches well with you. Do not just date someone because they are attractive or because being seen with them will increase your status. At the same time, do not be embarrassed or feel apprehensive if there is someone you are interested in that might not fit what your friends or parents might think is right for you. Only you know the real answer to that, so date who you want to date. One of the most important steps in dating is the initial approach, which is what we will discuss right now. The only detail you need to keep in mind in order to have the best chance of succeeding is understanding the context of your current relationship with the other person. And by this I mean how well acquainted you are with each other. On one hand, this could be someone who you have never spoken with before, or it could be someone you see every day. It could even be a friend who you haven't been close with for years. The point is that every situation will require a different style of approach and a unique way of asking the important question. This is for you to decipher. Think about the best way for you to take the risk. But don't plan it word for word. Leave some room so that you can adapt to how the other person is reacting. No matter what situation you find yourself in though, approach with confidence. Have power in your words, and I'm sure you'll give yourself a solid opportunity to secure a first date. An inevitable result of trying to date in high school is that you won't succeed every time. You will face rejection, and we have to talk about how to handle it. Firstly, in order to make sure rejection does not prevent you from approaching people in the first place, try to control your expectations. What I mean by this is that you don't want to overthink about asking someone out. If you are interested in someone, that's fine. But that doesn't mean you need to fantasize about all the amazing things you'll be doing once you start dating. You're not there yet. And if you get rejected, it will feel a lot worse if you went in with those dreams. In reality, the worst case scenario is that you get a no, simple as that. It will still sting, but as time goes on, I guarantee that rejection will become less of a stressor on your dating journey. Finally, if you get a no, that's the end of it. Take it in stride and move on. You don't want to come off as desperate and beg. You will find the right person eventually. This was just another step in the road. This next stage might deserve a whole video on its own one day, but for now, let's briefly go over how to have a good first date. My first tip might surprise you, but I would advise that you don't prepare a lot. Do not overthink what you are going to say. Leave that for in the moment when you are actually having a conversation. Beyond that, I believe there are two keys to having a successful first date. The first is that above all else, you need to prioritize making the other person feel comfortable in your company. Yes, getting to know each other and having fun is important, but you want to show the person that in the long term, you can be there for them. Do anything you can to help the person feel calm and at peace with themselves while on the date. But at the same time, a relationship is a two-way connection, so you need to observe what the other person is doing for you. Are they making you feel wanted? Are they showing genuine interest? You have to see if they are putting in effort, because if they aren't now, then the odds of them changing down the road are slim to none. Of course, a first date might also be the last, and like handling rejection, you simply have to move on if a date doesn't go how you wanted. Learn from what happened and keep searching for the right person. If you find yourself in a relationship, you will need help, no question about it. Ask for advice. I am positive that there are many sources of wisdom at your disposal when it comes to dating. Lots of people, especially adults, have tons of knowledge about the do's and don'ts of being in a relationship, and they want to help you. Don't be stubborn. Do not think they won't understand you or your specific situation. Share what's going on with friends, parents, anyone you look up to. See if they have an opinion, and you'll find that a lot of stress and failure can be avoided if you just ask for help. While being in a relationship can be a fulfilling and amazing experience, there is a dark side, and we need to discuss how to deal with these negative components. It may be that you're going through a rough period with your partner, or it may be a friend who now feels neglected. The best remedy is always communication, and the faster the better. If you see a problem arising because of your relationship, address it. Do not let it grow into something that can one day become irreversible. If you are struggling with your partner, take some time to sit down and talk out what's really going on. If your friend feels that you aren't valuing them anymore, make an effort to remind them how much they mean to you. Again, solve your problems as quickly as possible. That will be the key to maintaining relationships and friendships. Another unfortunate inevitability of dating in high school, you might come to the conclusion that you want to break up. And if you do reach that decision, it is your responsibility to follow through. Do not put it off for later. That is only doing a disservice to your partner. You don't want to waste their time or yours. So if you decide it's best to separate, do it sooner rather than later. Also, even if you come to this conclusion, the moment of action and days following will still hurt. There's no getting around that short-term pain of a breakup. Remember though, you're enduring this temporary struggle for a much longer benefit. You're on the path to find the right person who you can spend the rest of your life with, and this is part of it. There will be a lot of important moments if you decide to date in high school. Some will be amazing, others will haunt you for a long time. In both cases though, they will be learning experiences. Every single day will give you something new to figure out within your journey to find a partner and eventually have a successful relationship. There will be triumphs, failures, unforeseen obstacles, and a bunch of opportunities to gain knowledge that you can use for the rest of your life. Dating will always be complicated, but in facing moments of anxiety and stress, you will grow into a more experienced and complete person who understands how to build meaningful relationships. Every moment is part of a larger picture, the one path that will eventually bring you to the right person. Everything will be worth it in the end. And with that, I hope I was able to help with these 10 tips for dating in high school. Good luck on your dating adventures, and as always, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.
No matter what you say, what you do, when I'm alone, I'd rather be with you.